Hi, and welcome to Tufts for some softball. It's the Tufts University Jumbos versus the Bates Bobcats. Second of the doubleheader and third game of the series. I'm Charlie Driver here with Lucas Johnson for JumboCast, as that'll be a walk for number 3, Caroline Bass. Our starting pitcher for the Tufts Jumbos is Christy Van Meter, the sophomore from Amston, Connecticut. We're joining you a little late. 1 out so far in the top of the first inning. They started early because they wanted to play. We just getting our stuff together. But so strikeout for the opening batter and a walk there. Off and running. It's number 3. Safe. Nice slide there from Caroline Bass, and she steals second base.
Good throw there, but just speedy on the base pass.
First 2 games, Tufts wins. 8-0 yesterday afternoon and 3-0 earlier today. So Bates looking to head back up to Maine, not being swept. Jumbos currently stand 15-2, Bates 4-12 on the season. And that's a nice strike there from Van Meter, painting the inside of the plate. Up for the Bobcats right now is number 16, Janelle Sato, the freshman from Honolulu, Hawaii, designated player today's game. Batting from the right side. And fouled back.
The net was a great invention, wasn't it, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing, Lucas. If we're trying to get young people back into the game of baseball and softball, maybe a little more action. What if we get rid of the nets?
Oh, wow.
But everyone
Bit of a
gets,
hot take.
You walk in and everyone gets a mitt.
Oh, no.
And
well, then everyone has to pay attention, I suppose.
And you get provided with, like, protective gear. So it's not like
and you have to leave your cell phone at the door.
Sort of dangerous thing as the pitch is outside, 1-2. Yeah, phones get locked up. You essentially, like, everyone plays in domes. Everything's live.
I feel like the pricing of tickets would be completely the opposite of what is now.
And high inside pitch fouled off to the left side.
Who would want to sit behind home plate?
That's the thing. I don't know. Maybe incentivize it. I guess I didn't sleep enough.
I guess bottom line is this will never happen.
No, this would never happen. The net is a wonderful thing, and these are very high nets, which is also nice. It's the delivery, 1-2. Down. Nice take there from Sato. 2-2 now. Yeah, the netting isn't that extensive, though, for the people's houses over on the side. And the 2-2 delivery from Van Meter. Down and outside. 3-2, full count. 1 out. Van Meter comes into this game at 5-1, 35.1 innings pitch on the season, and a nice 1.39 ERA for this Jumbos team. Probably the ace of the staff. Sato on second. Not going, and fouled off to the left side and onto the street by Sato, staying alive. Nice job here to work back from 0-2. As for Sato, she's coming into this game batting .298. No home runs on the season and 4 RBIs. That's Base's 10th stolen base for the season earlier. She's leading the team in that department. Outside. Not a great pitch from Van Meter, and now it's first and second with 1 out.
Good at bat, as you mentioned earlier, just battling off a few pitches and ultimately winding up with a walk.
And stepping up to the plate now, the junior Julia Panapinto from Buffalo, New York. She's playing third today. Batting fourth for the Bobcats here. So already into a little bit of trouble, Van Meter. Right from the start. She's going to try and get out of it here. Double play could work in her favor. That one's going to be down. A ball. Excuse me, strike just at the knees. Precision pitching, 0-1. Swing and a miss. Fooled her fully there. 0-2 count.
Really nice. Sum off of that one, right?
Yeah, really nice day, Lucas, isn't it?
Oh, it's a perfect day.
Wind blowing in from center field by the looks of the flag, but not really that much.
Much better than what we had yesterday with this windy and misty day that we experienced yesterday. But perfect day for
It's an interesting field arrangement for ball sports because there's so much wind. Another swing and a miss, and that'll be a strikeout there. Really nice pitching from Van Meter to get it to 2 outs. at the top of the first, and stepping up to the plate now.
Well, coupling that with the fact that we have a pitcher who's 0-5 on the season on the mound today.
Yeah, I mean, the
Granted,
win-loss
the
record is
6.18 ERA certainly attributes to that, but
yeah, but also the win and loss record is something that a lot of the time is just dictated by circumstances.
Exactly. Yes.
The ERA is probably a safer one, and then even WHIP after that. Here comes Della Volpe. Steps into the plate. Here we go. Bottom of the first, 0-0 game. Delivery. And called a strike on the outside corner.
Bit of a delayed call by the umpire. I think that's what we're going to be used to, but certainly did catch the corner.
Second 1-0-1. And fouled back hard. Still waiting for a ball hit and play in this game. 0-2 count now for Della Volpe. Steps back in. Whole Tufts team, Lucas, wearing stirrups. Gotta appreciate that.
Oh, classic. I love it.
And topped back again. Straight back there.
The stirrups are an excellent look.
See, Bryce Harper in the opening day for the Phillies was wearing stirrups, but he was wearing those long baseball pants. So.
And he also struck out 2 times and got booed.
Yeah. And fouled back again. Del Volpe hanging in there, but facing down a string of bullets from Buxton. Always a fan of exposed socks.
You got to show off the fashion. Why cover it?
And nice anticipatory move there from Della Volpe, adjusting her body, but she's fouling that off far to the right side. But she seems to be fairly dialed in, just trying to actually get the barrel of the bat squarely on it. It's the next delivery, still 0-2 from Buxton. Up the middle. Let's see, chasing it back. It's going to be over the head of number 3, Caroline Bass, and it's an extra base hit there for Della Volpe. She's going to pull up at second with a lead-off double. Nice hitting there from her, the sophomore from Concord, Mass.
Great piece of hitting. As you mentioned, fouling off a couple of pitches that were over the plate, keeping that at bat alive, and she's rewarded for it as she strolls into second with a stand-up double.
And trying to get her in now, it's Mia Steinberg. Steinberg batting .295 on the season, 8 RBIs and a home run. Sophomore from Larchmont, New York. Went to Mamaroneck High School, some Westchester representation on the field. So, first hit of the day there. Comes the delivery from Buxton. Della Volpe feigns a steal there and heads on back. 1-2.
Had to reset the strike, the ball to strike count there. It's 1-0.
And the pitch. That's low, bobbled, and going is Della Volpe, and she's going to be in there. Weak throw from the catcher, Mary Collette. Didn't really leave any sort of chance of Della Volpe being out there.
Yeah, good aggressive base running, and now ball in the air far enough could potentially give Tufts the lead.
She took the lead off on the pitch and then took advantage of the ball in the dirt there. Heads up base running. And now 2-0. Here's a delivery to Steinberg. And high and foul to the right side. 2-1. Tufts getting nice contact early on Buxton. And the delivery inside, 3-1. Steinberg went 1 for 2 in that earlier game with a walk and an RBI. And that one's reasonably deep. Should be enough to get the run in. Here comes the throw to the plate. And maybe I was a little wrong there. No chance for Della Volpe. She retreats back. A nice throw there from the outfield.
Della Volpe certainly might have had a chance, but it would have been a very close play at the plate. And with that just being the first out, perhaps no real reason to risk it. You have to have confidence in your next couple hitters.
Azalea Pagan with a nice throw from the outfield, the freshman from Orinda, California. Now the pitch is high to the third Jumbo's batter of the day. That's number 3, Sophia Molina, the sophomore from Pleasanton, California, designated player in this game. She went 0 for 3 last game with a strikeout. Delivery, low and fouled off. 1-1. Tufts trying to not strand a runner at third. Still only 1 out though, so plenty of time. Wind now blowing across the field. And that one's going to just go foul to the right side. Almost dropped in for a single, but a little unlucky there, and the count is now 1-2.
Nice crowd on hand here to watch this game. Obviously, the nice weather certainly a factor in that.
Calling for time. She's going to get it. Molina's going to take a second to collect herself. Batting .345 on the year, Sophia Molina. 10 runs, 4 RBIs. Here's a delivery. Struck her out. Nice pitch by Buxton. Gets Molina swinging, and it's 2 outs now in the bottom of the first.
Playing first base, number 22, Casey Maggiore.
Here's the first baseman, Casey Maggiore, the junior from Northampton, New York. Northampton, New Hampshire. 310 on the year. 1 homer, 8 RBIs. Just trying to get the runner in from third. Straight down the middle, strike 1. Maggiore 2 for 3 with a run scored and 2 RBIs in the game earlier, including her second home run on the season. Excuse me. Had one coming into the day low there, ball 1.
Casey. Go, Case.
Delivery low again. Nice job by Colette keeping that ball in front of her.
Yeah, a couple nice stops keeping that run at third.
So it's 2-1 now. And Buxton's delivery. Outside. Ball 3, 3-1. Nice hitters count here for Maggiore. And ball 4. Runners on first and third with 2 outs now as Casey Maggiore gets a 2-out walk and brings us up to the 5th batter of the day. That's going to be Christian Kane, the senior from Houston, Texas, playing catcher today. Kane batting .333, 10 runs scored, 8 RBIs on the season. Big moment for the Jumbos, opportunity to take a lead in the bottom of the first. Delivery. Strike. It's like the upper outside corner.
Good pitch there.
A 1. That's low. 1-1.
We really do have a nice angle of the plate in these pitches from where we're positioned.
Yeah,
we're directly behind home plate.
These are seats that I'll never sit at anywhere else. Kane didn't play in the earlier game, but she went 0 for 2 in the 8-0 win on Friday. Two 1, 2 outs. Bottom of the first. And that's up the middle. Trapped. Can she get it over? And safe. And the run will score there on what looks like an error from Bates. That was number 4 fielding it, Kennedy Ishii. The freshman from Honolulu, Hawaii. Can't trap it. Can't get the play over at first.
And Charlie, do you have any idea why she wouldn't have gone to second there? I feel like she had an easy force. Maybe she just didn't realize it, I suppose.
Yeah, I think it may be a sort of, it struck me as a sort of a mix of awareness and not maybe sure if her teammate's there, but that's definitely the best move when you can't get that ball down.
She certainly would have had the runner at second had she could have probably picked up the ball and stepped on the base herself, but either way, Tufts will certainly take the result as they now lead 1-0.
And so a combination of a fielding and a mental error brings the first run in for Tufts. Trying to score more here are the Jumbos. Now batting is Jamie Stevens, the junior from Libertyville, Illinois. She's playing third.
And it looks like that was scored a hit, Charlie.
Yeah, a little generosity, but
for the home team.
That one's hit deep, but in range. And for the third out, catch made. And that'll end the bottom of the first. 1-0 the score. Jumbos sort of crack away slowly at Buxton. Not the most scintillating inning, but a leadoff double from Della Volpe and a move over eventually gets her in on the run-scoring infield single. And we're going to see Van Meter step back up to the pitcher's mound now as she tries to defend a newly acquired lead. Shaky first inning for Van Meter, but going to see if she can recover. This is the second time this Bobcats team is actually seeing her pitch. She pitched the Friday game. She got her 6th win of the season in that one, pitching a complete game, 6-inning game, and only allowing 1 hit and 2 walks to go with 6 strikeouts. So a dominant performance straight off the bat. Still hasn't allowed a hit. And so she'll see if she can recapture some of the stuff that she showed off yesterday. Setting up to hit for Bates now is the first baseman, Eliza McNulty.
First base.
Left-handed hitter from Cambridge, Massachusetts. McNulty batting .154 on the season in 11 games. Only 4 hits so far, but 1 RBI and a double to go with that. Jumbo's getting in position, and we're about to get going. Second inning now. The delivery from Van Meter, that one's going to be outside. Nice little attempt at framing by Kane, but clearly off the plate. Corey, first out, weakly hit, probably a little unlucky.
Very unlucky result. That ball usually would bend foul, but it really did just get hit on a straight line right to Tufts.
And here's the second baseman, Emily Samar, the freshman from New York, New York. Samar batting .139 on the season in 16 games. And looks like that's going to go down a bit from the shortstop, and a throwing error there. Samar heading to second on that. And a very wide throw from the shortstop, Mia Steinberg. Maggiore couldn't bring it down, and now standing at second with 1 out is Emily Samar.
Well, Samar was speedy on the base path, so Steinberg had to hurry the throw. Ultimately, hurried it a bit too much and threw it wide.
And here's Ishii. She had the sort of, wasn't ruled an error, but the fielding misplay that led to that first run. Now she's going to try and drive a run in and tie this game. She's going to lay down a bunt, and that's well foul off to the right side. 0-1.
The bunt is one of my favorite plays in any bat and ball sport. It really is a versatile option.
It's also one of those that's generally you have to really pick and choose, and it does take a heavy amount of skill to actually execute.
It is very hard, yes.
And that's dropped down perfectly. A nice sacrifice bunt there from Ishii. Moving over to the third is Samar. Great play from there. And we were talking about how difficult that is, but she nailed it.
Perfect. Can't really do it any better than that, especially when Tufts is playing in, kind of expecting the bunt.
Just dropped it right down in front, deadened that ball fully. And that'll move the runner over. And here's number 15, Aaliyah Pagan from Orinda, California, the freshman. Interesting batting stance there. And that one's well outside, 1-0. Heavy amount of choking up there from Pagan as well. Actually, no, she's gone back to it now. Full length. 1-0. And a strike there. Tried to sell it as inside, but nothing going. Pagan struck out her first time up. And got her swinging there. 1-2 on a nice inside fastball.
Nice job by Kane to keep that one within arm's reach, preventing the runner at third from tying the game. Now Van Meter 1 strike away from getting out of trouble.
1-2 count, 2 outs. Van Meter's worked herself into another jam, but on the verge of getting out of it. And that one's hit deep by Pagan. Heading back the outfielder. Has enough space, and that'll end the inning there. Bates strands a runner on third after the error by Steinberg, and Van Meter gets it out of it again. At the end of 1.5 now, 1-0 Tufts, and Tufts trying to build on that lead, heading up to the plate now.
Perfect day here at Tufts University, as you mentioned, and really a good thing for the Jumbos, as a lot of sports going on today. I was woken up by a track and field event with the PA announcer announcing the first event at around 9:30 a.m. So that was a great way to start the day.
Are they back outdoors yet?
They are, yep.
So they're playing at Ellis Oval. That's exciting.
They are.
Yeah, a lot of buses around Tufts today.
In addition, we got baseball going on against Bates as well, and I believe women's lacrosse is still going on.
Yeah, if any of you are feeling adventurous with the JumboCast action and you want to get a split screen going, we're also streaming the baseball game that should be starting in around 15 minutes.
But please split screen. Do not click off this
Yeah,
one.
and if you're split screening, mute the baseball. We love baseball here, but softball's where it's at. As number 6, Regan Coleman, the center fielder, steps up to the plate from Scottsdale, Arizona, the sophomore. Working through her scouting report is Buxton, and here's the delivery. First pitch swinging down to first, and quick ground out there for Coleman. Grounds out to number 9, Eliza McNulty, the first baseman. Here's Maria Ostapovich. She's batting .250 on the season. 3 RBIs, 1 homer. It's her 3rd start of the season. Played in 12. And that's low, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss on a ball that was well outside. Folder, yeah. One there. Ostapovich steps back in from the left side. Infield straight up. Ball outside, 2-1.
Keeping it away from her, trying to see if she might chase again.
And fouled off to the left side there. 2-2. Buxton trying to settle down after a bumpy 2-hit inning in the first. That one's high and fouled back. Rising pitch. A bit of an emergency hack there from Ostapovich. The junior from Fort Collins, Colorado. Swinging, foul ball off the right side. She seems to be getting a little more of Buxton's number as this at-bat wears on, Lucas.
She does. It seems like she might be starting to figure it out, but Buxton's still with a nice 2-2 count. So.
And do you think this is a moment where you could go back and try and get her to chase again?
You might.
And she doesn't, and it's fouled back.
It's often hard to tell with bat and ball sports. As a pitcher, there's so many different ways you can try and catch a hitter off guard, whether it be to keep coming with a steady dose of whatever you've been pitching because you think the hitter might be thinking you're going to switch it up, or you could switch it up.
And it's not that any of these fouls have really been solid contact so far. That's solid contact up the middle. Fielded by Ishii. Almost overthrown and not in time. Nice job by Ostapovich legging out an infield single.
And interestingly enough, she ends up with a single on a pitch that maybe was designed to get her to chase and swing and miss.
Yeah, and it wasn't the hardest contact, and that, I think, made it harder for Ishii to actually get that throw off in time. So with 1 out, run around first for the Jumbos as Maggie Lubinsky steps into the plate. Lubinsky, the junior from Monroe, Connecticut. Batting .364 on the year. That's high. Ball 1.
Okay, she was thinking about a bunt, perhaps.
Lubinsky played center in the earlier game, 1 for 2. And popped up, edge of the infield, ranging over. Second baseman makes the catch there. That's Emily Samar coming down with it. 2 outs.
Back to the top of the order, number 18, Emma Della Volpe.
And here comes Della Volpe. She doubled deep to center field her first time up and scored the only run of this game. Trying to do the same here with the runner on first. She was 1 for 3 in that earlier game. That one's low. 1-0. Outside. 2-0 now for Della Volpe. Good hitters count. Della Volpe also 2 for 3 from the leadoff position with 3 runs yesterday in the 8-0 win. And that's high, ball 3. Buxton maybe pitching around here.
I would, if I'm the hitter, I would certainly take a strike here, make her throw one over the plate.
And the delivery. And it's low, ball 4. 4-ball walk for
Number 1,
Emma Della Volpe. And now Mia Steinberg stepping up to the plate.
Once again, Buxton having to navigate through some trouble.
And again, a little unlucky with the infield hit earlier. And this one, not unlucky at all. That one's a nice single up the middle, going to bring in a second run of this game. And Mia Steinberg hits a rope of a line drive that brings in the second run. Ostapovich scores from second easily.
Number 3, Sophia Molina.
And here comes Sophia Molina.
Good piece of hitting, sending it right back up the middle. Just staying level with it.
She reached base her first time up as well on an infield hit that drove in Della Volpe. Still 2 outs. And the delivery. And that's a strike. On the outside, 0-1. That's low. Nice job by Colette keeping that one in front of her. She's going to have to tie her shoe now. And it's just sort of slow, steady damage from the Jumbos here when they've been up.
It is. It seemed like Buxton perhaps was finding her groove a little bit, but as you mentioned, Tufts kind of just being patient with their at-bats. At times, I suppose there have been a couple quick outs and quick hits, but they are certainly wearing away at Buxton early on.
And that's fouled straight back. It'll be 1-2 now. Molina started. This is their 11th game starting for the Jumbos, batting .355. And a pitch up the middle that's going to get through, and that's going to bring in another run, most likely. Yep, standing. And maybe a little unfortunate not to get that runner at third as Panapinto wasn't on the bag when the throw was in time. And meanwhile, scoring is Emma Della Volpe with her second run of the game on a Sophia Molina single up the middle. Her second RBI, 3-0 Jumbos.
And we see more of that aggressive running on the base pass by the Jumbos as both runners take advantage of the extra base, as now Tufts has runners on second and third.
And it's a big hole up the middle there. And that one's painting the outside corner. Strike 1 to number 22, Casey Maggiore. Excuse me, it was Maggiore who hit that infield single last inning. And that one's high and outside. Ball 2. Runners on second and third for the Jumbos here. 5 hits, 3 of them in this inning. And 2 runs already across the plate, all with 2 outs. That one is low, 2-1.
Molina's getting a nice start on these pitches, so expect any contact to potentially bring in 2.
And the delivery, that one's fouled back and to the right side. So even now at 2-2 for Maggiore. Jumbos were having a good start to this season and then hit an unfavorable set of results away in Claremont, Florida, losing their only 2 games of the season as a swing and a miss ends the inning. Buxton gets Maggiore going there, but 2 runs in and the damage is already done. It's 3-0 Jumbos now.
At the end of 2 innings,
And it looks like we're starting a Fibonacci sequence of scoring. 1-2 for the Jumbos, so expect 4 next time out. As Van Meter steps back up to the mound.
And Tufts have already equaled their offensive output from the first game of the series. Excuse me, it's doubleheader.
Yeah, and mine they scored 8. They scored 8 yesterday, so maybe they're targeting that. But yeah, as I was saying, the Jumbos had started the season completely undefeated, really plowing through opponents. And then they went to Claremont, Florida, and they did pretty well winning the first 4 games. And then they hit the 5th and the 6th. And against St. Thomas, the team from Minnesota, they lost 9-0. And then against Wisconsin Stout, they lost 12-10. That was last Saturday and Sunday. So now they're trying to rebound against Bates, and they're doing a reasonable job of that before taking on Bowdoin next weekend in a 2-game series, Friday and Saturday. It's been more down than up, on the other hand, for the Bates Bobcast.
Number 3, Carolyn Bass.
As Carolyn Bass steps in, a center fielder.
Yeah, Bates now 4-12 on the season after today's result earlier.
Oh, 3 in the NESCAC East, the Bobcats, and they're 4-9 otherwise.
They've got St. Joseph's coming up on Wednesday, April 3rd.
That one's outside 1-0. And the pitch, 1-0. That one's going to be dropped over. Dribble to the second baseman there. Easy enough for Della Volpe, 1 out. His base makes extremely weak contact. And here's Sato. She reached on an error in the first inning. Made it all the way over to third before being stranded. Here's the delivery. And nice over to the third baseman, but fielded well and dispatched with no hesitation. Jamie Stevens, the nice pick. And here's Panapinto as we're just roaring through this inning. 2 outs already on 2 pitches. Excuse me, on 3 pitches.
The quick innings are one of a pitcher's best friends, that's for sure.
Especially once Van Meter's made herself into 2 jams so far, and I think a 1-2-3 inning would be much appreciated for her. Nice movement on the fastball. Gets it to paint the outside of the zone. Strike 1. Panapinto batting .261, but the slugger on this team, 2 home runs on the year to 10 RBIs. That's why she's batting in the cleanup spot here and swings and missed. Fooled on an off-speed pitch. Nice job by Van Meter there, 0-2.
Nice pitch to mix in on occasion.
Yeah, we haven't really seen her slow it down a ton like that, but that's a looping ball that completely fooled Panapinto. And the 0-2. Looked like it might have painted the outside of the plate, but umpire says otherwise. Good eye from Panapinto, hanging in there 1-2. And fooled easily. Down to first, inning ends.
No runs, no hits.
A strikeout and 2 groundouts there for Van Meter as she keeps the ball in the infield and gets out of the inning with a 1-2-3 inning, settling down here. Still yet to allow a run in 2 games against the Bobcats, a total of now 10 innings. Warming up more is Buxton. 3-0 Jumbos, as Buxton just hasn't been able to put batters away. Only allowed a few hard contacts, but those have done damage.
Yeah, and an unlucky scoring for her in the first inning on the first run. As we mentioned, we thought it could have been that kind of mental error by the shortstop. Could have been ruled an error. Ultimately, it was ruled a hit, and obviously, perhaps it's plays like that that attribute to to the 6.18 ERA on the season.
Yeah, and part of it also, you have to point to her difficulty striking out batters. She's pitched 28.1 innings. She's only struck out 9.
And it seems like in this game she has gotten a couple 2-strike counts, just can't really find that final pitch to put Tufts away.
And that's sort of the fatal flaw of a lot of pitchers. It's really the hardest thing to do is getting that put-out pitch, and Buxton just hasn't been able to dial hers in today. Inside. 1-0. And that's high and outside to Christian Kane. 2-0 now, the senior from Houston, Texas. And that's popped up to the outfield, ranging over. And dropped, an error there by the right fielder. Pulling into second there is Christian Kane, and really should have been a putout there, but poorly fielded by Alea Pagan.
Certainly should have been an out, but I think it was a tougher play than maybe meets the eyes. That ball kind of continued to slice over towards the right field line. Kane, on the other hand, kind of just got under that ball. Better contact, and that would have been perhaps a bid for a home run, but you know, she'll take it either way. She stands at second base.
And Buxton now in a jam thanks to the wind. Here's her delivery. And that's hit deep. Going back. It's out of here. A home run. And that's Regan Coleman. Or excuse me, Jamie Stevens hitting it out of there.
It's her 4th on the season.
Jamie Stevens is on a tear. The trip to Florida lit her up. She hit 3 home runs down south and coming back up there and hitting a deep one for 2 runs. And Stevens continuing to rake for the Jumbos, and it's 5-0, and it looks like that's going to be it for Buxton.
And Charlie, looks like Kane ultimately gets a hit on that
Yeah,
play
I mean,
where she wound up at second.
It's one of those things where you just got to give it to him.
I think it is a tougher play than it initially seems. It seems like it is a routine fly ball, but that ball really was slicing. So obviously Kane will be happy with the result. Buxton, on the other hand, will not be, as that is going to add to her earned run average.
And that's going to do it for her on the day. Coming in to pitch for the Bobcats now is Javon Shawn, the sophomore from Plymouth, New Hampshire. Shawn has only pitched 3.1 innings this season. 6.30 ERA on the season.
I believe this is number 11.
Oh, excuse me, number 11, Danielle Polier.
The font on those jerseys does kind of make the one that played at 7.
She's only pitched 1.1 innings so far, although actually that might be changed. Let me check my updated stats from this morning. And no, actually, this is only her second inning of work on the season, so relatively untested, but it didn't go well, that 1.1 innings that she pitched earlier. She's allowed 6 hits in that time, 4 walks in an ERA of 21. So maybe getting her out here to do a little bit of work. The freshman from Belmore, New York, went to John F. Kennedy High School. And that's outside for number 6 for the Jumbos, Regan Coleman. Grounded out to the first base. Her first time up. Sophomore, Scottsdale, Arizona. And the delivery. Grounded up the middle. Ishii has a tough play to make. Fields it. A nice job there getting the first out of the inning. So a rebound defensive play from her.
Number 14, Maria Ostapovich.
And here comes Ostapovich. She reached on an infield single her first time up. The junior from Fort Collins, Colorado. Swing and a miss. Badly fooled there.
Good pitch from Polier, taking something off of that one.
And lined up the middle. Base hit for Ostapovich, her second of the day. She's going to turn and think better of going to second there. And a single for Maria Ostapovich. Keeps the Jumbos moving against Poller. And in comes number 15, Edie Huling. Hooling, the sophomore from Fort Worth. Big Texas contingent here for the Jumbos. 3 Texans in the lineup. She's coming in from Maggie Lubinsky. So she's going to take up the position of center field.
Bates will be looking for a potential double play ball to get themselves out of this inning. So we take a moment as the umpire adjusts his scorecard.
Hewling hitless on the season so far, but she's only had 5 at-bats to get that hit. 6 at-bats. She scored 2 runs in that time on 2 walks. So now that the game's up to 5-0 in the third, might be a little bit of time to get some less experienced players some at-bats, and that's starting with Hewling coming in. And she's going to hit that far outfield playing in, unable to come down with it. There is Bates. Hewling's into second, motoring. And Ostapovich moves on to third, almost got caught up.
How about that first pitch swing on your first at-bat of the afternoon, and as you mentioned, left fielder playing in, and Hewling makes her pay.
Yeah, Russo clearly was not expecting it to go over her head there, and she tried to recover and almost did, but unlucky. And now 2 Jumbos in scoring position with 1 out. Double play off the table, Lucas. And stepping in to try and do even more damage here for the Jumbos is Emma Della Volpe, 2 hits already.
Hey, Charlie, as long as there's a runner on base with less than 2 outs, double play is never
That's
out
true.
of order.
Triple play off the table. Della Volpe takes one for a strike there, 1-1 count even. Double and a single for her in this game. The delivery outside, 2-1 from Pollard.
So with the new pitcher, we still see Tufts managing to just kind of find ways to chip away at whoever's on the mound for Bates.
Yeah, and both of these runners are hers now. Buxton's officially off the hook, allowing 5. That one's high, 3-1. Hitters count for Della Volpe. 9 hits for the Jumbos. Still none for Bates. And the delivery. Low, ball 4, bases loaded, 1 out. And up steps Mia Steinberg. Steinberg drove in some runs last time up with a single. Infield playing quite in, trying to not surrender any runs and get the play to home. And that one's topped down into the dirt, 0-1.
Interesting that she comes off swing right away after Poyer just allowed a walk. So we see that aggressive mentality at the dish.
And I mean, when all your teammates are hitting the ball.
You want to get in on
Yeah.
it, correct, yeah.
In the dirt, doesn't even reach the plate there, 1-1. Stevens' home run early in the inning, probably around 200 feet. Just cleared the 195 sign.
Is that what StatCast is saying?
Yeah, I am the human StatCast for JumboCast, and that one's rope deep. Ranging back, and it's unable to make the catch is the outfielder. 2 runs are going to come in. Going to try and make it 3 here, and 3 are going to come in. A bases clearing double. There, huge hit for Mia Steinberg. More RBIs. And more runs. It's 8-0 to the Tufts Jumbos. Probably should have caught that one. Andrea Russo, Aaliyah Pagan not having a great game in the outfield.
And they will rule that one an error, Charlie.
And that one's high. Up at the plate is Molina. Most of this Jumbos team has RBIs now, and Molina, I think, has 1.
Still just 1 out in this inning.
5 in so far. Runner on third's going to get in. Ooh, nope, not just then. Foul off to the left side. But solid contact from Molina. Just needs to get it in play next time. 1-1. That one's high, 2-1. To Pagan's sort of, well, to level the criticism of Pagan, the winds are swirling here. That one's low from Poller.
In addition, I believe she might have, some of these base players have sunglasses, some are sporting the visor. The sun certainly would factor into.
Yeah, and it's not like we've had much of it recently.
Exactly.
So.
Although I don't know if Bates would be looking at the Somerville/Medford weather report too often, but you never know. That's the advanced scouting, I suppose.
Yeah, the best scouting is, of course, going and seeing what the weather is. 3-1 delivery here, well outside and going to first base now is Sophia Molina.
Number 22.
And in steps Casey Maggiore, the first baseman, the junior from Northampton, New Hampshire. Maggiore's reached base twice now. That was one off on the Fibonacci sequence, 5 runs in, not doubling 4. Up the middle, pickoff attempt. Awkward slide back there. Steinberg not expecting that, but she gets in. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Thanks for tuning into our first JumboCast weekend of action from the bat and ball sports. Grounded. That's going to be a foul ball. Just didn't get in there.
Very close play. It didn't have the best. Neither of us have the best angle, but
home plate umpire was looking right down the line there and said it cleared the base on the left side. So it's 0-2 now. Maggiore narrowly misses an extra base hit. 1st and 3rd, delivery up the middle. That one's going to get down and get all the way to the wall. In comes one runner to score. That's Della Volpe with another run, and standing on second is Maggiore with a double. 9-0 Tufts. We're going to see a new batter coming into this game. Kelsey Dion, the senior from Georgetown, Massachusetts, is going to come in. She's going to replace Christian Kane at the catcher position. Jumbos have batted round and then some.
Safe to say they've blown this one open.
So another change here.
Number 8. Kelsey.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider that a hot take, Lucas.
I am known for my very cold takes.
Yeah, if you're looking for hot takes, you got to look over to our cameraman, Owen Finnegan. They call him the Stephen A. Smith of JumboCast.
And you are the Max Kellerman.
Wow, all I've ever wanted to be. Hot take, that's a strike. 0-1 to Dion. Dion batting 200 on the season. Appeared in 6 games so far. That one's a strike. 0-2. Feel like a Neskek first take would do well.
Absolutely. I think we would certainly get some viewers on that.
Just got to recruit the D3 boards. That one's outside. Dion takes. JumboCast currently in the midst of drawing up a 5-year plan that includes expanding to the levels of ESPN.
We just have not gotten our calls returned yet.
In which we completely take over Somerville Community Access TV. I mean, we keep getting members, so.
At this rate,
yeah.
By the time we're gone.
Yeah, I'm almost out the door. If you want to hear this game discussed and others from around the Tufts University sporting world, tune in on Friday at 2 p.m. to WMFO 91.5 or at WMFO.org to JumboCast's bi-weekly radio hour, where we're going to be talking all things Tufts sports and all things obscure Division III schools as that ball is in the dirt, 3-2. It's always a fun time. Always devolves into something resembling radio.
Full count here.
And that's going to be ball 4. Dion reaches first base on a walk. Lucas, if you had a radio show, what would you name it?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. LLJ's radio show? Would that work?
That's such a terrible name. I mean, I guess
this is why I don't have a radio
what would
show.
you? Would it be talk or music?
Oh, it would absolutely be talk. It would be nothing but Brooklyn Nets, New York Mets, and New York Jets takes as we're going to have a new pitcher into this one. And now, a little premature of you earlier, but I
Yeah,
believe you're...
here's number 17, Javon Shawn, the sophomore from Plymouth, New Hampshire. 3.1 innings on the season. 3 walks, 5 hits, 6.30 ERA. Her first appearance against the Jumbos this season. She's going to do some warm-ups. How are the Brooklyn Nets doing right now?
Well, it's been an interesting season for the Nets. They've kind of struggled to get to the finish line, but they are still in the mix for a playoff spot. It'll be an interesting last 6 games for them. That race for the last 3 seeds in the Eastern Conference is very close. So, certainly doing better than the New York Knicks this season.
In the baseball game, it's 2-0 Bates. Oh, and what inning is that? And that's in the top of the 2nd inning. Again, stick with us in this game and open that in another window. You can watch it on mute because we have the talk. It's what we say now at JumboCast. Here's Jamie Stevens. She homered earlier in this inning, driving in 2 runs. Gonna look to repeat that here. Stevens, the biggest hitter on the Jumbos so far this season. 297, 14 RBIs, 3 homers, 14 runs outside.
Charlie, did you see earlier, I believe it was last month, there was a D1 softball player who hit for the home run cycle?
Yeah, I saw that. So, I mean, like, I don't know if there's a mercy rule in play, but maybe we'll see that here. And there is. We're going to stop after 5 if it's up, if the Jumbos remain up 8. One and one out still in the bottom of the 3rd inning as the Jumbos have put up 6 so far and are threatening again with the bases loaded. Delivery, Stevens fouls off to the right side. 1-2.
The one nice thing for well, I suppose depends on if baseball is playing, but if you're a fan at Spicer Field, you don't have to necessarily worry about a foul ball from softball damaging your car.
Depends on if you park on the adjacent street. Although that's not the greatest choice. Another foul ball for Stevens, her 3rd of the at-bat, and it remains 1-2. Nine nothing Jumbos. 10 hits. 6 in this inning. 3rd pitcher of the inning after Buxton and Pollerer couldn't do it. That ball's getting away. Coming in is coming in is Sophia Molina. Maggiore moves over to 3rd, and it's now 10-0 Jumbos. 7th run of the inning crosses the plate. That ball was practically bowled to home plate. Got away from John Dew a bit. Or Sandu. 2-2. And Stevens hits that far. Pagan backing up at the warning track. She makes that catch, 2nd out. Tagging and scoring is Maggiore, 11-0 Jumbos. So a sacrifice fly for Jamie Stevens. Not quite as deep as her last one, but
A productive out nonetheless.
yeah, gets the job done, and the Jumbos are now have more runs than hits. Number 17 in for the Jumbos now, Isabel Smokelin, the senior from Boxborough, Massachusetts. Smokelin is going to, I believe, replace Regan Coleman. Play right field. batting .500 on the season. Appeared in 6 games. .500, mind you, with 2 at-bats. So she's going to go actually over to left field.
Number 17, Isabel
And then Ostapovich is going to switch sides and head to the right field position. Umpire is just informing everyone of that, and we're informing you that you're watching Tufts JumboCast. Bottom of the 3rd inning, 11-10. Charlie Driver, Lucas Johnson, Owen Finnegan on camera, Daniel Mahoney at the director's spot. It's officially baseball and softball season here, especially because my March Madness bracket is completely gone after North Carolina lost.
And our cameraman Owen Finnegan has the worst bracket, however, as he just informs us.
Picking Villanova for the Final Four was a mistake. That pitch is a strike. It's almost April. March Madness is dead to me. And that's a check swing, ground ball, and wild throw, but reeled in nicely by the Bates first baseman McNulty, and that ends the inning. But the Jumbos put up 8, punctuated by a Stevens 2-run home run and a bases clearing error off of the bat of Mia Steinberg.
And Charlie, as we reach around the halfway point of this game, it is time for everyone's favorite JumboCast segment, This Day in Bat and Ball History. Charlie, did you know on this day, March 30th of 2012, Jamie Moyer became the oldest player to make an opening day roster? Do you know how old he was?
12.
He was 49 years old.
That was close.
I think,
that was for
if he
the,
was 12, he might have violated some.
Was he pitching for the Rockies at that point?
He was at that point, yes. And if anyone out there would like to sponsor our JumboCast segment, This Day in Bat and Ball History, feel free to send us a line.
We're also available to, excuse me? And so Hagden is coming in to pitch this game for the Jumbos. We also have a substitution where Nicole Russo is entering the game for Casey Maggiore at first base.
And it's actually going to be
O'Connor.
Yes.
O'Connor 3-1 on the season, 31 innings pitched, 24 hits, 10 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 2.03 ERA. Hagden actually pitched the earlier game. Complete game shutout, 3 hits allowed, 11 strikeouts.
Andrea Russo.
And here's Andrea Russo, the senior left fielder. Yeah, as I was saying, JumboCast available to commentate birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, sports.
Perhaps sports should be the first on our list.
I don't know. I bet I can call it Mean Hora.
Symposiums.
Yeah, we do a lot of symposiums. Check out our epic action online. Bunt, fly.
All of our action is epic, Charlie.
That's true. But usually with one eye. I was speaking of the epic symposium put on by the Institute for Global Life. This year they discussed migration in the 21st century. Some interesting selections on our YouTube channel. Next year's topic of epic is genocide, so stay tuned for early March of 2020 for that. Grounded past the third baseman, Stevens. And that's the first hit of the day for the Bobcats. Russo on to first. And coming up next is number 7, the catcher, Mary Collette.
Number 7, Mary Collette.
0-for-1 so far in this game. Bates' first step on the comeback complete. Pitch to Collette. In for a strike at the knees. Nicely done by Jillian O'Connor, who's a junior from Montgomery, New Jersey, the right-hander. And that's grounded on the line and foul. 0-2 count now. Top of the 4th inning. And that's outside, 1-2. Lucas, back in your playing days, what was your go-to position?
Honestly, I didn't really have a position. The coaches kind of struggled to figure out where to put me. I played a lot of infield and outfield, and then one day, as that one is nubbed to the second baseman.
And throwing error there, but the dive back from Russo was unfortunate, but she'll get to advance to second on the error because it went into the dugout.
Now, one day I was playing center field and had a nice throw home, and my coach was like, now, why did you never tell me that you could throw the baseball? So from that day forward, he started to throw me in the rotation a little bit.
Traditionally in baseball, you do have to inform people that you can throw.
I let my actions do the talking.
One out here, top of the fourth inning. Up to the plate is McNulty, the first baseman. Delivery. Strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. See, I tried to let my actions do the talking, but it's hard to.
But your actions did do the talking.
No, it's hard to prove that you can play baseball when you keep getting put on the bench. Was a standout second fielder. Runner makes moves, spooks everyone, but nothing ends up coming of it. 1-1. That one is a strike to McNulty. One out.
Wind's starting to pick up a bit again, Charlie. Blowing up to left.
And the pitch. High. Ball 2. I was mainly a second baseman because I could get the ball, but then once I had the ball, there wasn't much I could do about it because my arm was very weak.
Second baseman still carries the responsibility of, when guys are stealing, you got to be ready.
Fouled back. I was as they call it, too tall. I was, as they say, a two-tool player.
I don't think you were a too tall player, Charlie.
No, I was not too tall, but I had two tools: fielding and getting hit by the ball.
That's still a valuable tool to have.
Yeah, I was good for about 3 outstanding defensive plays a year, like talking full extension layouts, stuff like that.
Julian O'Connor with a strikeout there.
2 outs now. Here's Emily Samar. 0-for-1 reached on an error earlier in this game. Freshman from Westminster School in New York, New York. Outside, ball 1. Foul back.
Charlie, if you were still playing, what jersey number would you want to wear?
See, I was always someone, I think, I probably would have taken, I used to take 42 when I had the option. It would either be 8 or 42, just like the number 8, and then 42 was always a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference, but I think I've moved on from being that oppressively nerdy. And the pitch, fouled off of the feet. 1-2. I don't really remember what number I had, because I never advanced past Little League. It was not really that important.
I believe I was number 2 for a while, and I remember that because Ty Wigginton was my favorite Met player back in the early 2000s.
It's a deep cut. And that one's hit to the outfield, ranging over and unable to come down with it are the Jumbos. That's going to bring in a run, heading all the way to third there. Is Samar with a stand-up triple. And there goes the shutout for the Jumbos. First run for Bates in this series. Nice hitting by Emily Samar.
Yeah, good piece of hitting, just placing it down the right field line, and there's a long run over for the right fielder, ultimately just unable to get it. And Bates is on the board, as you mentioned. Looking for more with the runner on third.
And that was Ostapovich who couldn't come down with it. Here's Kennedy Ishii, the shortstop. Strike 1. If you're following along with the New York Mets, they're currently tied to the Nationals 4-4. Fouled back.
Well, the Mets got
0-2.
their opening day win, so
They
from
did get
here
their
on out,
opening
we
day
don't
win.
know what to expect.
38-12 over the last
Exactly.
50 opening days.
It truly is remarkable.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things. It's peak Mets because they want to make it clear to you that everything
It's
looks
downhill
good
from here.
Yeah, they want to fill you with hope. Usually they win 11 straight games to start the year and then sub 500 from there. Well outside. 1-2.
When you think about it, they are relatively average, considering they go to the World Series about once every 15 years or so.
I think my theory of the New York Mets, and this may be a hot take, I don't think it is that they're never terrible. They're consistently mediocre as strike 3 swinging there as Ishii goes down, and that'll end the first half of the 4th inning. 1 run on the board for Bates on the triple by Emily Samar. 2 hits in that inning. 1 left on base, and now we're going to the bottom of the 4th. Jumbo's up 11-1. My theory of the Mets, though, Lucas, is that they are consistently mediocre, but the way they lose is always so interesting that you remember that more than when they win.
That is true.
They always lose in new and interesting ways.
So what will be the ways this year, Charlie? What is the 2019 way of losing?
Well, Robinson Cano is going to get suspended for doping. The whole team gets suspended for doping. Maybe that. It's either the whole team gets suspended for doping or everyone comes down with hand, foot, and mouth disease.
Oh, no. I would not rule it out, to be fair. How about the entire team realizes they do not know how to cook chicken and they all get food poisoning?
Oh, that was hilarious.
With
Brandon Nimmo, the outfielder for the Mets, got food poisoning and had to miss a game because he undercooked his chicken. It was then revealed that he had an illness, but that may just be a cover-up.
And the team said they were going to teach Nimmo how to cook.
Peak Mets. Who are your picks for the World Series?
I really don't know. I haven't really been following baseball too much in the offseason with basketball going on, to be honest.
Here's Ostapovich having a good day at the plate, fouls that one back. Sandu's still pitching for the Bobcats. She settled things down when she came in. 8 runs in the last inning for the Jumbos as they batted round and then some. Wind now blowing from right field to left. And that's foul on a ball that looked pretty hittable. Just a little off the mark for Ostapovich. Jumbos are going to be at Bowdoin next weekend. No home softball. And the pitch outside fooled Ostapovich, and she goes down on 3 strikes. Nice pitching by Sandu.
Number 15, Edie Hewling.
Here's Edie Hewling. Stand-up double on the first pitch that she saw in this game after entering from her. And that's a second crack at it for the sophomore from Fort Worth, Texas. And she's going to ground that straight into the dirt, but probably has enough room. Yep. Infield single there. Edie Hewling, 2 for 2 in 2 innings now.
And 2 pitches.
Peak efficiency.
Always something that I thought was kind of an interesting aspect of the game is if a pitcher is giving you a pitch to hit, you don't always have to take the first pitch. You never know when you're going to get another nice look at a good pitch. So
here's Della Volpe. She's reached on all of her plate appearances so far and scored 3 runs for the Jumbos. Going to see an umpire discussion here. Bates up 5-0 in the baseball now. In the top of the 3rd inning.
What do you think they're talking about, Charlie? Do you think it might have hit the dish, perhaps? Foul ball?
Yeah, I think that might be what it would be. It deadened weirdly. We're going to see them not call this one back. I think that's probably the sensible thing to just stand with the call there.
Considering we do not have a replay in D3 softball. Although I suppose if you were to rewind our stream by 40 seconds, you would.
I still don't think it would be the best angle there. Don't think we have any conclusive evidence. And here's Sandu's delivery inside to Della Volpe. As Hewling prances off the bag. 11-11 for the Jumbos. 11 runs, 11 hits. Make a wish, Lucas.
We'll never know what my wish is, Charlie.
Well, that means it'll come true. 2-0 to Della Volpe, the leadoff hitter. And that's a strike, 2-1. Outside, 3-1 for Della Volpe. And again, in a favorable count, she's really exhibited a great batter's eye so far. Outfield at medium depth. And the pitch. Outside upper corner there. Painting it is Sandu, and it's a full count. Full count. Grounded to the second baseman and fumbled there by Ishii. No chance at the play at first, and that's got to go down as an error there. Just couldn't get that ball in her glove.
Tough outing for Ishii at shortstop today.
And yeah, that'll be recorded as an error. Second of the day for the Bobcats. 1 error for the Jumbos. Here's Mia Steinberg. She's also raked today. She hit the ball that turned into a bases clearing error with her standing on third base last inning. And the pitch, first pitch swinging, popped high up in the air. Under it is Ishii, and she collects it for the out. Aggressive hitting from the Jumbos continuing here.
That was a good pitch to hit too, just got under it.
We're going to see a change now. Venkataraman coming into the game, the freshman infielder from North Smithfield, Rhode Island.
So that means Molina's day is done.
Pinch hitting for Tufts.
Molina, the designated player, the sophomore from Pleasanton, California, is going to sit for the rest of this game. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning, 11-1 Jumbos. Still on deck, heads up to finish this one after 5 because of the advantage the Jumbos have. And that pitch is high to Venkataraman. 1-0 delivery. Well outside. Hewling thought it going from second, but decided better of it halfway down. 2-0. And that one's outside. 3-0 now to the freshman.
Sandu perhaps losing her control a little bit here as her outing progresses.
Again, hadn't pitched this much this season. And that's ball 4, a 4-pitch walk for Vanessa Venkataraman. Coming up next is Nicole Russo, number 11.
Number 11, Nicole Russo.
Russo hitless so far this season in 4 at-bats.
This would be a nice spot to get a hit.
Bases loaded, hit high. Ranging back, that's going to be out of play. Highest hit of the day so far.
Absolutely, and you know, as you mentioned, wind blowing right to left, you wonder how much the wind kind of takes that one when it's up that high and carries it. So
yeah, Russo
continue to drift out. Into
Russo thought she was in with a shot at it, but that one just kept carrying. So the other Russo in this game, Nicole, batting. It's Andrea, the Bates player, in the field. So almost a Russo to Russo connection. One, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning, 11-1 Jumbos. And That one's going to come down. And there's Russo collecting the ball from Russo for the third out of the inning. And that one's scoreless. First scoreless inning of the day for the Jumbos. They leave the bases loaded. And here they come back out. Bates now looking to claw this down within 8 to continue this game and avoid the mercy rule. And they got their first 2 hits last time up and a run as well, so looking to build on that.
Allison Tilton will toe the rubber.
Tilton has 2 innings pitched on the season, 2 strikeouts and 1 walk, and an ERA of 0. And she's going to have to start out by facing down Aaliyah Pagan, the right fielder from Orinda, California, graduate of Miramonte High School. Any guesses on the Miramonte High School mascot, Lucas?
No.
I mean, I don't know.
As I mentioned, I did the baseball broadcast yesterday. Here at JumboCast, we provide you with the questions but no answers.
That's sports broadcasting.
Leading off for Bates in the top of the 5th. Number 15, Aaliyah Pagan.
Here's the trivia question of the day. We've already answered this one. What's the subject of next year's Institute for Global Leadership Epic Conference?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm just asking the audience.
Our great viewers.
If you want to tweet us the answer at Tufts JumboCast, you can also find us on Facebook, just JumboCast. We'd love to hear from you, and if you have any thoughts on the broadcast, please let us know. You can also comment in the comments section, because that's a thing YouTube has. That one's in foul territory and out of play to the right side. Strike 1. Fast and inside. 1-1 now. And that one's nubbed foul there.
Almost thought that was going to hit her, perhaps.
Yeah, right in on the hands, and Pagan does well to actually make contact with that one. Eleven to 1 top 5 again. Game ends after this one, as long as this deficit stays the way it does. And that's to the outfield and dropped by the right fielder. Coming up with a single there, you would think is Pagan. Ostapovich just got that on the base of her mitt, but that's a hard catch to make anyway.
What's up with the grass in right field? We've seen a couple of those balls for both teams kind of just drop on those 50-50 balls, perhaps.
Yeah, a lot of right fielders just stepped late today. Here's number 3 for the Bobcats, Caroline Bass. That one's outside ball. Excuse me, just paints the outside of the plate. Strike 1. One now. That one's definitely outside. Bobcats' next NESCAC action is next weekend, 3 games against Colby. That's going to be in Maine. It's a home and away. Two 2-1 is grounded over to first. Going to take the easy out. 1 away now. Nicely fielded by Nicole Russo.
16, Janelle Sato.
Here's Janelle Sato, the freshman from Honolulu, Hawaii. She's going to take strike 1 as she tries to avoid the Jumbos hanging 10 on the Bobcats.
That was a really bad one, Charlie.
I know, I had to think about it too. Like, ooh. This is why I don't do stand-up. That one's to the outside. One out. 11-1. Jumbos, a lot of ones on the scoreboard. That one's fouled back. 1-2. Runner on second for the Bobcats. Sato calling for time. She's going to get it now.
Is that the first call for time we've had all afternoon? I believe.
No, I think we had one earlier. It's the
Okay.
first for the Bobcats. Tilton's delivery is low. Count even at 2-2 now.
All things considered, with the offensive explosion from Tufts, this game still has progressed pretty quickly, it seems.
Pitch outside, 3-2 full count. Mets now up 7-4 in that game against the Nationals. The third major game of the day, besides the 2 games of Tufts versus Bates. And that one's out. And going to come down just foul. Ostapovich almost got to it. But it was just out of her reach, but lucky for her, not in play. Count's going to remain full here. Sato, no homers on the day. Or, excuse me, no homers on the season, batting .298. And the delivery, 3-2. Now that one is right at Ostapovich, tagging and advancing to third nicely is Russo. Or, excuse me, is Pagan. So she's now on third with 2 outs. Last chance here for the Bobcats.
Julia Panapinto.
Panapinto, 2 homers on the season. Would be nice to go yard right about now, but she's going to foul that right one right all the way back into the netting. Wind really blowing now. Still going right to left. And that's a strike at the knees. Tilton showing some stuff so far. The junior from Jupiter, Florida. Spring training country. And that's popped up and back into the netting. Caught on the rebound by the catcher.
As we mentioned earlier, if there's no netting, that one was our ball.
Cameraman Owen was ready for that one. Took his hat off. Pitch low. You ever caught a foul ball at a game?
I have not. I've been close before, but I've never actually caught one.
I've
also never been hit by one, though. I'll say that.
That's good, yeah. I was 1 row away from one once.
And then you remember that you were not good enough at baseball.
Well, no, it was just it was like caroming around, so it was just luck. It landed in this woman's lap. Would have been nice too. It was a Cespedes foul ball. 1-2, 2 outs. Tough softball game. Third game against Bates of the series. 8-0 win yesterday. 3-0 win earlier today. 11-1 right now it stands. Put a runner on third and 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. And the pitch grounded to the shortstop. This could be it. Throw to first in time. Side retired. And that looks like it'll be it. That'll end with a sweep for Tufts Jumbos against the Bates Bobcats. Charlie driver Lucas Johnson here, 11-1 win versus the Bobcats for the Jumbos. 8 runs in the 3rd inning. Jamie Stevens continues her tear with another home run. And we'll see you another time for some softball. Thanks for tuning in.